If God had not been on your side, you wouldn't be here. The deliverance you almost missed. There are moments in life when danger passes so quickly that we barely notice it. A close call, a narrow escape, a situation that could have gone terribly wrong, but didn't. Psalm chapter 124 is about those moments. It is a song of reflection, a declaration that behind every escape is the unseen hand of God. The psalm begins with a powerful statement. If the Lord had not been on our side, it repeats the phrase, almost as if to emphasize its importance. This is not poetry for decoration. It is a truth for survival. The psalmist is saying, without God, we would not have made it. If God was not there, the psalm invites us to imagine the alternative. What if God had not intervened? What if his protection had been absent? The answer is sobering. We would have been swallowed alive. We would have been overwhelmed. We would have been destroyed. This language is intense, but it reflects real danger. Throughout Scripture, God's people faced threats that were far beyond their ability to handle. Nations rose against them. Enemies surrounded them. Situations escalated beyond control. Yet time and time again they survived, not because they were stronger, but because God was with them. When enemies rise, the psalm describes a moment when enemies attacked suddenly and fiercely. This reflects a pattern seen throughout biblical history. When King David faced opposition, it often came unexpectedly and aggressively. Enemies in Scripture are not always just people. They represent anything that rises against peace, stability, and purpose. Fear, doubt, temptation, and pressure can all function as enemies. The psalm reminds us, when opposition rises, God is not absent. The flood imagery. Overwhelming pressure. The psalm uses the image of floodwaters. The waters would have engulfed us. The torrent would have swept over us. Water here symbolizes overwhelming circumstances, situations that feel out of control, unstoppable, and suffocating. Floods do not ask permission. They consume everything in their path. Many people experience seasons like this, moments when life feels like it is crashing in all at once. But the psalmist declares, it didn't overtake us. The snare, hidden dangers. One of the most powerful images in Psalm chapter 124 is the snare. We have escaped like a bird from the fowler's snare. The snare has been broken and we have escaped. A snare is a hidden trap. It is not obvious. It is designed to catch without warning. This reflects a deeper truth. Not all dangers are visible. Some attacks are subtle. Some traps are disguised. Some threats develop quietly. Yet even those unseen dangers are not beyond God's reach. The escape, freedom you didn't earn. The image of a bird escaping a trap is powerful. The bird did not break the snare by its own strength. The escape happened because the trap itself was broken. This is divine intervention. There are moments in life when you escape situations you didn't even realize you were in. Doors close that could have led to harm. Opportunities disappear that would have caused damage. Paths are redirected without explanation. Psalm chapter 124 reveals the truth behind those moments. God was working. The declaration of praise. The psalm shifts from reflection to praise. Praise be to the Lord, who has not let us be torn by their teeth. Gratitude becomes the natural response to deliverance. Too often, people focus on what almost happened instead of who prevented it. Psalm chapter 124 calls us to recognize the source of protection. It is not luck. It is not coincidence. It is not chance. It is God. The psalm concludes with a powerful statement. Our help is in the name of the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. This is not a small claim. It connects God's role as protector to his identity as creator. The same God who formed the universe is the one who intervenes in human situations. If he created everything, then nothing is beyond his control. Modern application. The dangers you don't see. Today, dangers may not always appear as physical enemies or floods, but they still exist. Emotional pressure, mental stress, spiritual confusion, and unexpected crises can overwhelm people just as powerfully. Psalm chapter 124 reminds us that protection is often invisible. You may never know how many times you were protected, how many dangers were prevented, how many traps were broken before they reached you. Shifting your perspective. Instead of asking, why is life difficult? Psalm chapter 124 encourages a different question. What has God already saved me from? This shift changes everything. It moves the focus from fear to gratitude, from anxiety to trust, from uncertainty to confidence. Gratitude for unseen protection. Gratitude is not just for visible blessings. It is also for invisible protection. The moments you didn't crash, the decisions you didn't make, the paths you didn't take. All of these may carry the fingerprints of God. Final reflection. If the Lord had not been there, Psalm chapter 124 leaves us with a powerful reflection. If the Lord had not been on your side, where would you be? This is not meant to create fear. It is meant to create awareness. Awareness of God's presence. Awareness of His protection. Awareness of His constant involvement. Closing prayer. Lord, thank you for the times you protected us when we didn't even realize it. Thank you for breaking traps, stopping danger, and guiding our steps. Help us to trust you more, recognize your hand in our lives, and walk in gratitude every day. In Jesus' name, amen.